Last week, I won a 5K in a time of 17:47 without training. After 1 week of training, I'm running another 5K. But this week, I have one massive goal: break 17 minutes. Can the local legend get the job done? Let's find out.
2, 1, and you're off!
Today we've got the I Love the 90s 5K people. Look what we have here. My very own athlete special cotton tank top. This is cotton, people. Oh yeah, look at that crown. Hopefully we can still pull off the dub. I am 1 week fitter. I can no longer say I have not trained. I'm 1 week into training. Last week we went 17:47. You think I'm gonna win today?
I think it's gonna be closer than last time. You know, the bubbles and bunnies, I think people were not taking that seriously. But the We Love the 90s 5K seems pretty intense.
What am I gonna run?
I think you'll be close to the 17-minute barrier. I'm gonna say 17:06.
Can I break 17, people? Can I do it? We'll find out today. All right, we're about to head out, people. But first, putting down a ketone IQ shot. Ketones are clean energy, people, so gotta have some clean energy before I race. And if someone can beat me today, I'm going to give them some free ketone shots, so stick around to the end of the video to see what happens. You guys know I've been working with HVMN and Ketone IQ for well over a year now, but yeah, we're gonna head over now. I wonder what % of the population genuinely likes doing 5Ks on the weekend. I like doing it, but I would assume like less than 1% of people actually want to wake up kind of early on a Saturday or Sunday and do this type of thing. I think we found it, people. So once I got to the big event, it was time to sign up. Yeah. All right, I'm here with the meet director. What's the whole point of this race?
Getting people back, good vibes. I love the 90s.
What's the difference between like 2024 fits and 90 fits? Because I feel like it's the same at this point.
I think more people are down 2024. 1990s is more free, you know, more dancing.
We're going to race free out there and have fun.
The 90s was a great era. I mean, there was a lot of really good music that came out and dancing and just good times.
There's a cool 90s backdrop over there, so maybe we take some sick photos. Hanging out with my homie. Yeah, you excited for the race? Am I right? This is the luxury of being able to not have to spend an hour before a race warming up. You get to do fun things like this. All right, I've got like 30 minutes to kill. I feel just like in the last 2 or 3 days, I started to feel a bit more like a runner again, if that makes sense. Although right now I do feel very achy and old. I finished up my mile warm-up and had just enough time for one final prediction interview. All right, we got 10 minutes before the big race. 1 week of training. What time am I gonna run today?
I think you ran 17:40 last week, so we're going 17:20 this week, at least, at the minimum.
Yeah, what's the stretch goal here?
I'd say sub 17 today, yeah.
I love that. Sub 17 from Riley, you heard it here first. Let's see if we can pull this thing off. It was finally time for the big 5K race.
4, 3, 2, 1, and they're off! There they go, it's the start of the race, oh my goodness! Woo! Go Spence! He's out quick.
Indeed, I was out quick because I wanted to gap my competition right from the beginning so they would have no hope or chance to beat the local legend.
Already quite a gap back to second. Probably 5 seconds. Oh, and a wiener dog. There is a wiener dog.
All right, people, here's the course map for the day. You basically just do a loop around Green Lake plus that little part at the very beginning that you saw right there. It's a very easy course, very flat, all on pavement. The only problem is that there's a lot of people around, so let's see how we navigate the course. So right off the bat, we got a big lead on the rest of the competition, and I'm going to be completely honest, guys, today was more about the time versus the competition. But last week, I went out in 5:31 through the mile, so this week I wanted to go out a little bit faster. I still did not wear super shoes because I want to protect my legs as much as I possibly can. But guys, let's also take a look at how awesome that Athlete Special King tank top is looking. So I could already noticeably tell that I was feeling a lot more natural this week versus last week. I think my form looks a little bit better too, but here we are coming up on a mile. I came through the mile in 5:20. 17:25, so 6 seconds faster than the previous week. And right after a mile, you get a sliver of a downhill, not crazy, but here we are pushing the pace strong. But even so, on this downhill, I could already feel like I was slowing down quite a bit again. Not as much as last week, but still, I feel like I'm lacking that muscle memory of just how to move my body quickly, which makes a lot of sense considering the shape I am in right now. So I got to about 1.5 miles, and I definitely knew I'd slowed down since 1 mile, but my plan was to try to run my second mile purposefully a little bit slower, so then I would have time to kick for my 3rd mile. So I ended up running a 5:38 second mile, and you can see how much I'm hurting here, but then we ran into a wiener dog parade on Green Lake, so I had to zigzag through like 100 little wiener dogs, and Allie just started filming them like crazy because she loves wiener dogs.
Brief interlude for the dachshunds. Oh my goodness. There are so many. Oh, I'm losing them though.
Eventually, Allie caught up to me and I was in the hurt locker at this point, but I was absolutely dialed in and focused on just finishing this thing up. I was trying to hide my pain face as best as I possibly could and breathe deeply and calm. But again, there were a lot of people on Green Lake, so it was really hard to get through. There always does come a point in the race though where it's even really hard to hide that pain, hide keeping your breathing calm, and I finally did get to this point around 2.5 miles, but I was picking up the pace, trying my best to run as fast as I possibly could, and just under 5:30 pace would get me sub 17, so I knew I had to run like a 5:15 or 5:20 mile, which was really hard to do, but I thought I had a really good chance, and it was going to be extremely close. I pushed through that final horseshoe finish and ended up kicking to the line in a time of 17:10, people. I was not able to get it done, but big improvement. Painful. Oh, thank you. It's 17:10. Whew. Painful. Top tier painful, folks. Way better than last week. We're getting close, people. The local legend never fails to catch a dub, even if second place is running 6:30 pace. So a guy named Scott got second place in the race, and I wanted to give him a consolation prize, so I gave him some ketone shots. So I'm here with the guy who got second place in the race, and I'm gonna give him my own little prize, some ketone IQ shots by HVMN. Scott got second today. So basically ketone IQ, it's clean energy. There's no caffeine in it. There's no carbs. It's just pure ketones. I will warn you, it doesn't taste great, but it's a great way to get in good, clean energy before or after your race. I think you'll find that it makes you feel good, but
yeah, not so good. It's not very much though.
A lot of professional athletes take this. It's really good for recovery. Up until a couple years ago, you could only produce ketones if you had like a low carb diet. The whole point of exogenous ketones is that they came up with a product that you can put into your body so you don't have to be on low carb for it to work. So you can double fuel. You can carb fuel and ketone fuel.
My wife actually does low carb diet to get ketones, and she tests her ketones in the morning.
Have your wife try them out. Yeah, well, thanks so much, and congrats today. All right, and for me, my post-race ketone shot. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Becoming the Local Legend, because one day I will dominate every single local 5K out there. But today was more about the time, less about the race, 17:10-ish, so I'm really happy with that. We're just going to keep progressing every week.